Thank you, Mr. Speaker. For those of you scrambling on your computers right now, House Bill 470 is...
I'll allow an explanation of what the bill is, but we will not discuss the merits of the bill.
Fair enough. House Bill 470 is a grocery tax repeal bill. And I'll just tell the body, I cannot believe that this is where we are in terms of the House of Representatives trying to represent the will of the people. We all knew coming into this legislative session there were important issues facing Idahoans. They've been letting us know for over a year. They're concerned about things like property taxes. They're concerned about things like medical freedom, election integrity, and yes, grocery tax repeal. This is one of those high on the list that Idahoans want to have dealt with for them. We all know this is what Idaho needs. We've seen our emails. We know that what our neighbor states have done with this. I would love the opportunity to debate the merits.
You're getting dangerously close into the merits.
That's right. I would love to be able to debate the merits. I could tackle all the red herrings that have been thrown out in the past few weeks on this. Tourists, illegals, all that. We could handle that. But we don't even get to that debate because we're working with this broken process. Did grocery tax repeal go through the proper committee? It was tried, went to the committee chair. The committee chair took it upon himself to say no. Is this a proper process? Yes. The Speaker himself said this morning that Rule 17 is within the rules. It's part of the proper process. Now, it's interesting that we get double answers from the same people on this. That one, if you don't like the process, well, there's a check on it. You can call it out of committee or you can call it up in committee. Well, the problems with that is if it's never allowed into committee, you can't call it up in committee. So for one person to say you can call it up in committee but never letting it get into committee, you're trying to have it both ways. To say you can call it to the floor, but then to call around all of the committee chairs and vice chairs and tell them they need to vote with leadership on this is trying to have it both ways. That's not proper way to do it.
Yeah.
Mr.
Speaker, because he's insinuating that we as a body have a particular loyalty to anyone but our constituents. And I think that's totally inappropriate.
Mr. Speaker, did leadership call committee chairs and vice chairs or not? Did you discuss it in the committee chairs meeting or not that they need to vote with leadership?
Your question is out of order.
Okay. Well, if my question is
you have the floor to debate the merits of the motion, and those are your white lines.
If my question can't be answered, then the objection is out of order because I was speaking accurately. This process does not work for Idaho. We all know grocery tax repeal or some of these other issues that are being held might be the right thing to do for Idaho, but these broken traditions are getting in the way. One person is making this decision, one committee chair. For all of their committee? For all of us? Is that the way it's supposed to work? For all of Idaho? One person taking it upon themselves to say that this bill does not deserve to get an introduction hearing or a full hearing or come to the floor. One person is allowed that? That's not representation. And because it's a tax bill, that is taxation without representation. Isn't that what we fought for our independence? This committee chair was not elected by the state of Idaho. He was elected by a set of constituents. He was not elected by us as a body. We elected the Speaker who appointed him, but that is not representation of the entire state of Idaho. We are not being allowed to represent our constituents, our 1.6 or 7 million constituents, because one committee chair has taken it upon himself to say that he knows better for all of us and all of Idaho. That's not how a House of Representatives is supposed to work. This must stop. Let's bring the bill to the floor. Let's hear the bill. Let's vote on it. That's true representative government. And the way you can represent your constituents today, regardless of whether you agree with the issue at hand, the content of the bill, if you want to represent your your constituents, you will vote to vote on all bills. Vote no on keeping it committee. Let it come to the floor. Let's do the job we were elected to do and vote on bills instead of a broken parliamentary process. Thank you.
Is there further debate?